In the 3rd century, Rome stood at the height of its power. Soldiers received their pay in silver denarii. Merchants traded them daily. Families buried them for security. Then the slow poison began. Emperors mixed in cheaper metals, copper, bronze. Year after year, the silver content dropped. By the late 3rd century, coins once nearly pure silver held less than 5%. Prices soared, wages bought nothing. The empire that conquered the known world collapsed, not from barbarian hordes, but from debasing its own money. Those who held real gold and real silver outside the failing system walked away with their wealth intact. Everyone else was left with worthless metal slugs. This pattern has repeated for 5,000 years. Kings hoarded gold in vaults. Craftsmen and farmers kept silver coins in their pockets. When kingdoms fell, both metals endured. Those clutching paper promises or royal IOUs vanished. Gold and silver have survived every empire, every fiat currency, every financial reset. But they are not the same. In crisis, they behave differently. Gold is dense, portable, the ultimate store of value, stable when fear rules. Silver is practical, divisible, liquid, the metal you can actually use when systems break. Choose wrong for the moment, and you pay dearly.
Today, we examine 5 real crises. Not theories, not predictions, what actually happened with real prices, real people, real survival. We judge each metal on 3 timeless keys. Does it preserve purchasing power? Can you actually spend it when banks fail and shops demand hard value? And does government target it for confiscation or control? Gold and silver play different roles. Master both, and you don't just survive, you thrive. Weimar Germany in the 1920s. Hyperinflation turned the mark into wallpaper. Families burned bundles of banknotes for heat because paper was worth more as fuel than money. Wheelbarrows of cash bought a loaf of bread if you were lucky. Gold, 1 ounce could buy a luxury house in Berlin at the peak. It preserved massive fortunes for the few who owned it early, but most ordinary Germans couldn't afford bars or coins. What they had were pre-war silver marks, coins with real silver content. Those held value through the chaos, not the face number, but the metal inside. A single silver coin bought days of groceries, rent, or coal. You walked into a shop and traded it directly, no change needed for a house-sized gold piece. Silver kept families fed and functioning. Gold preserved wealth, if you already had it. Now 1933 America. Banks shuddered. Panic gripped the nation. President Roosevelt issued Executive Order 6102. Surrender your gold coins, bullion, certificates, or face up to 10 years in prison. Gold owners handed it over at $20.67 an ounce, then watched the government revalue to $35, stealing 40% of their purchasing power overnight. Silver? Untouched. Silver dollars and coins stayed in circulation, too common, too bulky, too embedded in everyday trade to seize en masse. Gold preserves concentrated wealth but draws the eye of desperate governments. Silver preserves everyday freedom and spendability. High-value assets become targets. Practical ones often slip under the radar. Nixon slams the gold window shut in 1971. The dollar floats free, no more gold backing. Inflation doubles, then triple doubles. Growth stalls. Stagflation grips the West. Gold climbs steadily from $35 to over $850 an ounce by 1980, a 24-fold gain, reliable insurance against currency erosion. Silver explodes from under $2 to nearly $50 in early 1980, amplified by the Hunt brothers cornering much of the market. Then, the crash. Silver plunges 90% in 2 years. Gold falls by half, then stabilizes. Gold is calm insurance. Silver is a high-leverage rocket, climbs faster, crashes harder. Timing and steel nerves required. 2008. Lehman collapses, credit freezes, global panic.
Gold dips briefly to around 700, then climbs steadily, up 25% by 2009, textbook safe haven behavior. Silver crashes hard from near $20 to below $9 as factories shut and industrial demand evaporates, then rebounds fiercely to almost $50 by 2011, 5 times your money if you bought the fear. 2020. Lockdowns, trillions printed overnight. Gold rises predictably to all-time highs above 2,000. Steady, no drama. Silver drops to $12 in the March crash as factories idle again, then surges 140% in months. Same pattern every time. Gold holds firm when fear peaks. Silver gets crushed first by economic shutdown, then outperforms dramatically on recovery if you hold through the pain. There's a number that reveals everything. The gold to silver ratio. Ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. Under the Roman Empire, it sat around 12-1. The U.S. Coinage Act of 1792 fixed it at 15-1. In the modern era, it swings wildly, 50 to 100 plus in crises, spiking over 100 during the 2020 panic. When the ratio is high, silver is cheap relative to gold, huge upside when stress hits and the ratio compresses. When it's low, silver may be overheated. Silver often laps gold in recoveries. Gold stays consistent. 5,000 years, 5 modern crises, the verdict is clear. Gold is the vault key, dense, portable, stable. $25,000 fits in your palm, perfect for long-term wealth preservation and generational transfer. Sleep easy. Silver is the cash register, practical, divisible, everyday useful. 1 ounce coins buy food, fuel, or favors when nothing else moves, ideal for tactical trades and near-term survival. Diversify. Put gold in the anchor position for stability. Keep silver for spendable liquidity. Allocate smart. 60 to 80% gold if you hate volatility. More silver if you can stomach 50% drawdowns and manage it actively. Watch the ratio. When it's high, 80 to 100 plus, it signals silver opportunity in coming stress. Think like the ancients. Kings held gold. Blacksmiths and merchants held silver. Both thrived when empires crumbled and paper burned. Gold preserves your wealth across decades. Silver keeps you alive and trading while the world resets. Together, they cover every key. Preserve, spend, rules. No single metal does it all in every storm. If crisis hits tomorrow and you could choose one, gold or silver, which and why? Drop your reasoning in the comments. Most thoughtful answers get pinned. Like and subscribe for more breakdowns that prepare you, not scare you. See you in the next one.